Hello, I'm Charlene of the Rainbow Frequency, and today I'm going live to see if we can have a little interaction. I'm an energy balancing practitioner as well as a psychic medium. I have various psychic gifts that allow me to receive information to help people work through trauma, work through their circumstances to find clarity and peace and harmony. That is the goal. It is my intention to aid you in your highest good in ways that help you holistically, mind, body, spirit, and all that jazz. I have some cards available. You can ask me a direct question if you like. I don't know everything, but what comes through, I'm happy to share with you. I am a small business of one, so thank you for your support, your likes, your shares. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all who join in currently and who watch at a later date. I'll wave at the people, but I might not do it the whole time because it is a little distracting. But please chime in, talk to me. I would love to interact if you are feeling froggy and want a card. I have oracle cards. I have tarot cards. I've got a lot of decks if you have been following me for a while. So talk to me or I will pull some cards for the collective. Something I did want to share that I had stirring around in my mind as a topic to go into today was that there are a lot of people out there that are having a hard time right now. You know, some of us, it's the best time of our lives. We're really energized. We're feeling good. We're feeling spiritually connected. Some people out there are struggling. I've had a few people tell me that they were suicidal. And energy shifts or shifts of an era. I'm not sure if you've heard of the Piscean age shifting towards the Aquarian age. Things to look into. We in the United States have had our Pluto return going on, and it's been quite an arduous journey of reflection and letting go of karmic whatnot. So just breathe. And yes, RVA fanatic, I will pull you a card. Let me finish this statement. Breathe. Breath work, really good for anxiety. Breathing in for 4, holding it for 7. Let me back that thing up. Holding it for 4. I can't get my thoughts. Hold on. Breathing in for 4, holding it for 7, and then exhaling for 8. That is one way to calm yourself down. It soothes that fight or flight response within us. Chanting Om. There are many benefits to chanting Om, of which I found really interesting. It helps with gut health. So for those of you who suffer from chronic stomach issues, try incorporating chanting Om into your life. It also reduces anxiety and helps you feel at peace. So things to think on. There is a benefit to chanting it 108 times, depending on your belief system. So think about that. Okay, so RVA fanatic. Can you pull me a card? Do you want me just to choose? Do you want a specific type of card? I'm happy to do either. In the meantime, while I wait, I'm going to pull a collective card because I know there's a little delay. I had a feeling. All right, for collective, we got bliss. And I'll give you a close-up, both screens. In this card, you see a cat lying in the grass, relaxed, stretched out, and there's flowers around it. I was watching something last night, and they said in the program, it was MASH actually. My son loves MASH. That you're only as happy or sad as you allow yourself to perceive yourself to be, something to that degree. So it is that what you focus on is what is going to be your world, what you're going to be consumed by. So that's where, like, I mean, these things aren't going to fix everything, but if you are having a hard time, stop yourself. Think of 10 things that make you smile, 10 things that you're grateful for. Maybe go further than just 10, but it's just enjoy the moment. Be grateful for the blessings that show up instead of focusing on all that you are lacking or discontent about. Use your anger, your discontentment, all of those feelings to be fuel. All right, RVA Fanatic. We're going to pull you an Archetypes card. Divine. I'm sorry. The Wild Unknown Archetypes from Kim Kranz. One of my favorite decks. Although I have many. All right, so what archetype within yourself will best serve you right now in your current circumstances? So this is a facet within yourself that you can rely on currently. You got the lovers, or the lover. You got a swan with this pearl, this golden pearl at its neck. It's sitting on a daisy, a yellow flower. It doesn't have to be a daisy. It could be a Cosmo, I suppose. Anyway, beautiful flower. It has 7 petals. So this is talking about, again, live your life in a joyful manner to the best of your ability by focusing on the fact that you're a sovereign being and that we're interconnected in this universe. Tune into your higher consciousness. Swans are symbolic of your higher consciousness, your voice, your truth, connection to the divine. They're beautiful, beautiful creatures. They're very strong. You know, while they're so beautiful and graceful, I have witnessed, well, not witnessed, but I grew up near a lake and there were swans there. And this grown man who was fairly large had an encounter with a swan and it broke his leg with its wing. I mean, that is one fierce bird. But generally speaking, they're calm, they're serene, they're floating placidly on lakes. They're beautiful. They mate for life. Although there was a swan scandal where these 2 swan couples, one killed the other mate and left to be with the other swan's mate. So even in the natural world, there can be some drama. But it is really don't succumb to the drama. Hold yourself in that sacred confidence that you were divinely made. Speak your truth. One thing that popped in, and this is for everyone, not just RVA Fanatic, like your body's a temple. If you don't eat regularly in foods that are going to support your well-being, that can wreak havoc on your emotions. Like you go too long without eating, you can get overly emotional or hangry. You eat foods that are going to give you instant satisfaction and then crash you later. Again, think about these things. Cultivate your bliss. You're a sovereign being with free will. So choose to treat yourself as something sacred and worth nurturing and caring for, as opposed to running yourself in the ground. And again, a lot of us are working on boundaries, healthy exchange that is reciprocal, learning to speak up instead of holding our tongues or tamping ourselves down, and learning how to speak our truths, to communicate our needs in a loving manner that's not resentful or defensive, right? So again, I think this is beautiful for you. You have to love yourself first and foremost, and then it ripples outward into the world. If you let other people minimize you or trample you, how does this want to come out? If you let people walk all over you and not honor you as being an integral part of the community or equation, in part you're doing it to yourself. So it's a hate crime to yourself. Anyway, I'm glad that you love it, or that it resonates. I think there are a lot of us that are learning to love ourselves unconditionally, fully, embracing. I like how there's these golden pearls with the black. And to me, that's talking about, embracing your shadows. Instead of running from your wounds, facing them, loving them, nurturing them, helping them heal, learning to be confident. We're not all meant to be the same, truly. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm 45. A lot of us around that age grew up in a world where we were kind of brainwashed to thinking that we should be living the dream of working in a cubicle, 9 to 5, little sheeple, where we're all functioning somewhat similarly. As we know now, like, no, there's a wide variety of people, ways that we learn, ways that we can give back to the world. We're all vital. We're all important. It takes all kinds to make the world go round. So it's celebrating our uniqueness while being a part of the flock, in a sense of that oneness. We're all working together in that web of life. And I mean, these cards go very nicely together, except for the fact that the cat and swan would not probably get along. But by cultivating your love for yourself, you can find that bliss. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But it is, I mean, I will tell you, the healing journey, living in general, it's a cathartic roller coaster at times, wild ride that, I mean, we do get tested. It's not some absolutely hateful thing from the universe. It's more so like, let's see how far you've come. Can you actually focus on how far you've come and how you have changed, how you would respond to things, and value that? Yes, Rome wasn't built in a day, didn't fall in a day. Changing patterns belief systems, how we treat ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. It takes discipline, patience, and determination to keep it going. You know, again, a lot of times growing up, there was this over focus on the thought that you could change somebody. And then the realization, like, you can't change anyone else. It's damn hard to change yourself even. So focus on your own self, your own quality of life, quality of your emotional equilibrium within yourself and outside of yourself. We're learning not to overly work ourselves into the ground, because again, when you go too far to one extreme, it tends to bite you in the ass. So we got so consumed with that cubicle, so consumed with our material existence of survival in the work world, that a lot of us burn out by the time we're even, 40, as opposed to, So it's just that we are having some revolution of thought as to how we want to live, how we want to engage, what's important to us. And it's an ongoing journey, where yes, you're tested. But take a moment to reflect on where you've come from, how far you've come, the fact that it isn't just this human existence that you're going through right now. You are an eternal soul, here to learn and grow. So I find that to be very helpful, instead of being consumed by the heaviness that is sometimes the material plane. All right. Anyone else want a card? Please jump in. I'm happy to, or have a question or anything to get the dialogue flowing between us. That would be lovely. Otherwise, I'll just keep pulling. I have a little bit of time before I have to get ready for work. So I like to pop in when I have the energy. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the circle. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. We got the circle. To me, this talks about your sacred circle. Again, for me, part of my coping system to get through this material plane, since I was about 15, I really started getting into divination tools, runes, tarot, oracle decks. I have always been a writer since I could write. And I didn't realize until much later that was another way that I communicate with spirit to help me understand or navigate my way. I, behind the chair as a hairstylist, realized I was channeling information, and a lot of times it feels like my circle connects with your circle, and I can communicate what wants to be heard. And it's not something generally that's outside of what the person's been thinking. It's what they've been thinking, but they just won't hear it for themselves or accept it for themselves. I love, again, that it looks like there's a golden sort of pearl in the middle of this circle. That golden sacred circle. Again, like, to me, That would be your luminescent body that is confident and really attuned to your heart and soul, and basically like positive vibrations that instead of allowing all the things that could wear you down and not have you feeling whole, it's that ability to be in the world and not of it, to be an observer, to see the situation from the lens of what is on offer to be learned. How can I connect again in that loving, truthful manner that really supports the group, the collective? Let's read from the deck what the circle has to say. But part of that is taking time to connect with your own sacred circle, your own support group that's on hand, pun intended, that a lot of us won't allow ourselves to connect or see or acknowledge, so we feel alone. Okay. The essence, unification, interconnectedness, a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us that we're all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. The invitation. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everyone and everything, including spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world. Knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world, imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. The medicine. When the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being reborn anew. If you're faced with the challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this. In the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again. Prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity. And spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. Again, breathe. A lot of us, very simple things of eating, breathing, drinking water. These things are important. Can't turn the momming off. And it's simple. And I have done it to myself so many times as a hairstylist, as a waitress, run myself into the ground, not thinking about drinking water, not thinking about my own needs, just going. Well, it's doing yourself a disservice and ultimately those around you a disservice because you won't be your best self. And again, shifting from that focus of survival to reciprocity, to fair exchange, humanitarianness, new ways of thinking. All right, from the yoga deck. We got pranayama. I'll show it to you in just a second. All right, pranayama, 8 stages of yoga, which this is the second time the number 8 has come up. It was in the circle card. which 8s are symbolic of infinity, that divine flow amongst many things. All right, 8 stages of yoga, control of breath. I love it, reinforcing that breath work. You have inhaled the beauty, joy, and magnificence of life, and exhaled the toxicity, stagnancy, and dullness. Now is the time to use the prana energy you have cultivated deeper towards your truth. With this control of breath, you can control your life. So where would you like it to go? If you're seeking more rest, tranquility, and luxury, breathe slower. If you're seeking more energy, speed, and raja in your life, breathe faster. Through pranayama, controlled breath, you can decide how you want to feel and when. Begin the study of various pranayama practices, such as alternate nostril breathing and breath of fire. Use it in your life to magnetize your direction. I love it. And again, that interconnection, that sacred circle, this is why I like pulling from many decks, because the message repeats, builds beautifully. So, don't stop. Keep moving, keep breathing, keep taking care of yourself. Treat yourself as though you're your own best friend, that you're a newborn that needs the best care. Like treat yourself like you treat everyone else around you. If a lot of times empaths put themselves on the list last, and sometimes never even get to themselves to take care of themselves. So self-care, rest, like let everything around you have a moment to sink in, then respond or react. Anyway, best wishes, all the love. I'm gonna leave you with those little tidbits to chew on and apply to yourselves as it resonates. I am here should you want to work with me one-on-one. Message me if you have questions or comments. I'm here. So yeah, thank you for joining. Best wishes and all the love.